Okay, today I'm going to make a new seed mix, and I'm changing my seed mix from what I had before. And this is basically one I've researched. It's supposed to have a really good drainage, and the mix is basically 50% peat moss, 50% coarse perlite, and then I'm going to add some fertilizer and micronutrients into it. And it's supposed to have really good drainage. It's supposed to be good for cuttings, and it's supposed to be good for seed starting too. I'm making this particular mix to begin with. I'm going to plant some live oak seeds. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how I make this mix, and then I'll include this as part of some of my other videos if you're curious how my mix was made. So basically it's very simple. I bought two 8-quart bags of the perlite, 8-quart bag of the peat moss, one of each, I'm sorry, and then I'm going to just dump them in this container here. And my fertilizer, I'm using this, it's called Dynamite, and it's an 18-6-8 formulation, and it has micronutrients in it. There's a better one out there. It's a Osmocote. It's really made just for this, but you have to buy big quantities of it, and right now I'm just kind of experimenting with smaller quantities to see what works before I go with anything big. So this is what I'm going to go with and see if it works. You can buy the Osmocote fertilizer separately, and then you can buy the micronutrients. But the micronutrients are very expensive, and you got to buy, the smallest I've seen is a 50-pound bag of it. So, and you use very little of it. So I'm just going to go with this. So I'm going to mix this pretty good by hand, and then when I'm all done, I'll put the lid on this container and take it and just shake it around. Got a couple big chunks of bark in there I'm going to take out. So now what I figured up, got on the internet, and this stuff says it takes 1 1/3. I doubt you're going to be able to see that, but it takes 1 1/3 for a 6-inch 1-gallon container, 1 1/3 tablespoons of this fertilizer. So I did some research, and a 1-gallon, 6-inch 1-gallon trade pot holds 3 dry quarts of soil. So I have 16 total, so I just divided that 16 by 3, and I came with 5.3. So I could use 5.3 1-gallon pots is what this will fill up. And then each 1-gallon pot is 1 1/3 tablespoons. So I just multiplied 5.3 times 1.3 and came up with 7.049. So I'm putting 7 tablespoons of this fertilizer into my mix. So I've got my tablespoon here. I'm gonna have to pour it in like this. So this will get me close enough. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's my fertilizer and my micronutrients added in. So I'm going to take all this and I'll mix it all in good. And like I said, I'll put the lid on it and mix it around really good. This is a 7-month, I think, or a 9-month release fertilizer. The Osmocote brand, I think, is a 6-month release and supposed to be better, but I think this will be good enough to get me going. And like I said, I'm going to use this for seed starts, and then I'll probably use it for some more hardwood cuttings. It's getting up that time. I'm fixing to start doing some evergreens, so I'm going to try some Burford holly, some Yopon holly, and I'm going to try to do some cuttings with some of those. And I'll use some of this soil for that too, to see if I can get those to take this time of year. So anyway, that's my soil mix right there. And it's nice and airy. It's supposed to hold moisture good, and it's supposed to also have good drainage so that you don't have water saturated all the way through your pot. It's just saturated down towards the bottom. And it gives you good oxygen levels in the soil. So anyway, that's my mix. So you want to watch some of my other videos, and I'll have hopefully my live oak trees sprout. I'll have that video posted pretty soon too. So you can watch this and you'll see me use this soil in a bunch of my videos. So anyway, just want to do a separate video in case you were curious how I make my soil. That way I won't have to go through making the soil every time I use this in a video. Anyway, I appreciate you watching. Please like, please subscribe, please share my videos.